Hello everyone, welcome to Study IQ. So let's start the new month with new hopes and new aspirations. Today is Doctor's Day, 1st of July, and today is also the Chartered Accountants Day. Today is also the day for the postal workers. So let's start the video on that note. A very important question: which of the following state has secured the number one position in the Management Effectiveness Evaluation 2025, and this evaluation is conducted by the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. Now what is the meaning of this? What is this management about? This is the management of protected areas. When I say protected areas, I mean national parks and wildlife sanctuaries. This management effectiveness evaluation shows which state in India is the best when it comes to managing the protected areas. So that is Kerala. Kerala is number one in management effectiveness evaluation. And this evaluation was carried out for a period of 5 years, from 2020 to 2025. So total 438 national parks and wildlife sanctuaries together, they were assessed by the Ministry of Environment over a period of 5 years. In fact, Kerala was the only state to get a very good rating. Kerala's score was the highest. The second state in India which manages its protected areas the best is Karnataka. Then we have Punjab. Then we have Himachal. So these are rankings, and number one is Kerala. So you have to remember Kerala. Among the union territories, it was Chandigarh, and you can see the Chandigarh score was 85%, which is even better than Kerala. So among the union territory, it was Chandigarh, and Kerala 76.22% is the number one state. Now, if I ask you which is the best managed protected area of India, so then Erviculam National Park of Kerala and Dachigam National Park of Jammu Kashmir, they are tied first, and their score is 92.97% each. So there is a tie for the first position. Erviculam National Park of Kerala and Dachigam National Park of Jammu and Kashmir, they both are number one, which means they are the best managed protected areas of the entire country. Even the Mathikettan Shola National Park of Kerala is very well managed, right? So Erviculam National Park was in news recently because it has completed 50 years, right? Golden Jubilee celebrated of Erviculam National Park. Erviculam National Park in Kerala is very famous for the Nilgiri Tahar. Nilgiri Tahar is like a deer. It is like a deer looking animal, and it is the state animal of Tamil Nadu. But Erviculam National Park of Kerala has around 800 Nilgiri Tahar. Erviculam National Park of Kerala also has the Anaimudi Peak, which is one of the highest peaks. Anaimudi Peak is the highest peak of South India, and you can say it is one of the highest peaks of India. Anaimudi Peak is also present inside the Erviculam National Park. Erviculam National Park. And Kerala has 21 protected areas. 21 protected areas. And Erviculam National Park, by the way, is also one of the 39 serial sites of Western Ghats which were declared as UNESCO World Heritage Site. And the entire Western Ghat is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and Erviculam National Park is a part of Western Ghat. If you see the northeastern states of India, then Assam, Arunachal, Manipur, Mizoram, they have not done very well. But Tripura has scored the best among the northeastern state. Its score is 69.94%. Now, Erviculam National Park is also very famous for the Neela Kurinji flowers. Neela Kurinji flowers, they bloom once every 12 years. So Neela Kurinji flowers are also present there. These are also present there. Understood? And talking of, protected areas, recently there are 2-3 protected areas that were in news. For example, Odisha has created a new national park. Odisha had only one national park, which is the Simlipal, which is the Bhitarkanika National Park. Now Simlipal has also been declared as a national park. It is the 107th national park of India. And Simlipal is also a tiger reserve. Odisha has 2 tiger reserves, Simlipal and Satkosia. And now even the Debrigad Wildlife Sanctuary in Odisha will be converted to a tiger reserve. And let me also tell you that there is a Tral Wildlife Sanctuary in Jammu Kashmir, and the buffer area, the area surrounding the Tral Wildlife Sanctuary in Pulwama, has been declared as a eco-sensitive zone. It has been declared as a eco-sensitive zone. Understood that? And there is a place in North Karnataka which is called Kapatta Gudda Reserve. So Kapatta Gudda Reserve Forest, So Union Ministry of Environment, they have declared the eco-sensitive zone around the Kapattaguda Wildlife Sanctuary as a eco-sensitive zone also. Kapattaguda has been declared as a, eco-sensitive zone, and it is located in Gadag district of Karnataka. So even this place, there is a eco-sensitive zone that has been declared around the Kapattaguda Wildlife Sanctuary. Also in Karnataka, there is a Nagarhole National Park, and it was in news recently because the Jenu Kuruba tribe, which was expelled from here 40 years ago, they have started to inhabit Nagarhole National Park once again. Recently, which of these organizations has approved the amnesty scheme 2025 to reduce the number of litigations by providing a mechanism for the resolution of disputes outside the court, offering the employers an opportunity to come forward for a mutual settlement to promote ease of doing business and earn the goodwill of all the stakeholders? Amnesty scheme has been started by Employees State Insurance Corporation ESIC, which works under the Ministry of Labor and Employment. Ministry of Labor and Employment. Recently, ESIC had their annual meeting. This was the 196th meeting. It took place in Shimla, the capital of Himachal Pradesh. The capital of Himachal Pradesh. So what was decided in the meeting? So there is a scheme called SPREE, which has been relaunched by ESIC. What is SPREE? Scheme to promote registration of employers and employees. So the spree will open from 1st of July to 31st of December for a period of 6 months. It will offer a one-time opportunity for unregistered employers and left-out workers, including contractual and temporary staff, to enroll under the ESI Act of 1948. So spree scheme has been started to register employers and employees. And amnesty scheme has been started. It will run from 1st October of this year to 30th of September of next year. So it will run for 1 full year. And this is for settling your disputes with ESIC outside the court. Outside the court, right? Now here you have to understand what is ESIC, right? Also one very small point. There is also a simplification of existing damages framework. What is this existing damages framework? Well, for example, damages are calculated or imposed in case of late payment of ESI contribution. How does the contribution takes place for ESI scheme? So the contribution of employees and employers is different. Employees contribution is 0.75% of the salary and employers contribution is 3.25% of the salary. Now if there is a delay or there is a late payment of contribution, then there is a damages that are calculated. And the maximum damage earlier was 25% penalty per annum. Now, instead of this 25% annum, they have reduced it to just 1% for every month. 1% for every month on the amount payable by the employer. That is 3.25%. So 1% penalty every month instead of 25% per annum. So this change has also been done recently. Now let us come to a very small point. What is this ESI scheme, which is run by ESIC, Employee State Insurance Corporation? So look, ESI scheme is run by ESIC, and ESIC is an organization which was set up in 1952, and it gives you lot of types of help. More importantly, the medical help, maternity benefits and all these things. So for example, let's say you become sick. So there is a sickness benefit. What is the sickness benefit? You will get cash compensation at 70% of your wages for a maximum of 91 days in 1 year. You will get 70% of your wages for maximum 91 days in a year if you fall sick. Similarly, there is a maternity benefit. You will get 26 weeks off fully paid, right? Full wages payable for 26 weeks. This is a maternity benefit. Similarly, you will get a disablement benefit. Let's say during your job, you become temporarily or permanently disabled. Then you will get 90% of your wage in the form of monthly payment, so long as your disability continues. So that is the disability benefit. So there are a lot of types of benefit, even a funeral benefit. If you die, then 15,000 rupees is given to your family for performing your last rites, right? So ESIC runs various schemes. So for example, in ESIC, we have a scheme called Atal Bimit Vyakti Kalyan Yojana. What is Atal Bimit Vyakti Kalyan Yojana? Let's say you are fired. Then what happens? So for next 3 months, 90 days, you will get 50% of your salary. so that in these 3 months you can find another job. But in these 3 months you will not, I mean, it is not like you will be just sitting at home and earning nothing. So this Atal Bimit Vyakti Kalyan Yojana started on 1st of July 2018. So you get 50% of your salary for 90 days, right? Or 3 months. So ESIC runs many such schemes. Even there is a scheme called, which is named after Rajiv Gandhi. It is called Rajiv Gandhi Shramik Kalyan Yojana. Shramik is a laborer, daily wage laborer. So what happens in this? Again, you get an unemployment allowance. Now this scheme started way back in 2005. If you are insured under Rajiv Gandhi Shramik Kalyan Yojana, there is an unemployment allowance equal to 50% of your wage for a maximum period of 2 years in your lifetime. So in your lifetime, you get unemployment employees for maximum of 2 years period, you get 50% of your wages. Understood? This is again a scheme by ESIC. So you can see there are tons of benefits in ESIC, but of course you have to make a small contribution. So what is that contribution as a premium? Well, ESI, this premium is 3.25% for the employer and 0.75% of the wages for the employee. So total contribution is 4%. Okay, recently, which of these organizations has hosted the trade conclave, which is focused on strategies to build export-led growth, which is essential for achieving the vision of Viksit Bharat by 2047. That is our target set up by the Niti Aayog. So this is Export-Import Bank of India, which is a all India finance institution, one of the 5. Now, what were India's total exports? India's total exports in the financial year 25, the latest data that is available, were $825 billion. That I'm talking about goods and services both. And what is our target? Our target is that by 2030, our exports should be $2 trillion. That is $1 trillion worth of goods and $1 trillion worth of services. So total $2 trillion by 2030. So approximately in 2.5 times what it is today. And our exports were $825 billion. And if you compare it with financial year 24, there was a growth of 6.3%. 6.3%. So the answer is Export-Import Bank of India. And by the way, there are new offices of Exim Bank which have been opened in Lucknow, in Indore, and in Sao Paulo, which is in Brazil. Also, Exim Bank has signed technical assistance with Indian Institute of Technology Kanpur. IIT Kanpur will help Exim Bank to support high potential startups. High potential startups which are coming out of IIT Kanpur will be supported by Exim Bank. Now, the Exim Bank of India also runs a program called Trade Assistance Program. This program started in 2022. In Trade Assistance Program, let's say you are an exporter and you are exporting in a high risk market. So then your finance gaps will be filled by Exim Bank. You will get financial support from the Exim Bank, especially if you are a MSME or if you are an exporter. So this is a program that is also run by Exim Bank. Exim Bank was established in 1982. It is headquartered in Mumbai. And recently, Exim Bank has given a loan of $300 million to Vietnam because Vietnam wants to purchase offshore petrol vessels from India. OPVs from India. United Nations Environment Program, which is based in Nairobi, capital of Kenya, has launched the Nationally Determined Contribution Cooling Guidelines to help the countries to integrate cooling measures into both adaptation and mitigation pathways. The goal is to reduce emissions from cooling from 7% of the global greenhouse gas by nearly how much by 2050. You know, the ACs and heaters, they consume a lot of electricity, right? Lot of electricity. So what do we want to do? See, currently 7% of the greenhouse gases globally, they are emitted by the ACs, the cooler, the ACs, etc. So we want to reduce it by 60% by 2050. By 2050. So this is the Nationally Determined Contribution Cooling Guidelines by United Nations Environment Program. Recently, there was a session, 60-second session of UNFCCC subsidiary bodies, which is called SB62. 60-second session of UNFCCC subsidiary bodies, SB62, which took place in Bonn city of Germany. Bonn city of Germany. So that is where they talked about this, that look, we need to really reduce the greenhouse gas emissions, which is by the cooling sector. So the greenhouse gas emissions are around 7% of the total in the world, and we need to reduce it by 60%. So we need to reduce emissions from cooling by 60% by 2050. 2050. Now what about India? So India has a national cooling action plan. You can also call it Indian Cooling Action Plan. It was launched by the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change in 2019. 2019. So what is India's this plan? What are the goals of India's cooling action plan? That I will tell you. So by 2037-38, this is the deadline for India. What do we need to do? We need to reduce the cooling demand in India by 20 to 25% by 2037-38. We need to reduce the cooling energy requirement by 25 to 40%, and we need to reduce the refrigerant demand by 25 to 30% by 2037-38. So this is the target of India. This is the India's National Cooling Action Plan. By 2037-38, we need to reduce the cooling demand by 20 to 25%. We need to reduce the cooling energy by 25 to 40%, and we need to reduce the refrigerant demand by 25 to 30%. And recently you must have heard that the government of India is saying that the temperature of the ACs which are sold, it will be set minimum at 20 and maximum at 28 degrees C. So you will not be able to chill your room at 19 degrees C now. See, currently the AC that I have in my room, the minimum temperature possible for that AC is 16 degree. But you will not be able to make it that cold because the lowest temperature will be 20 and maximum will be 28. Right? Why is that? Because, I will tell you, because, for every 1 degree C increase, it can lower the power consumption by 6%. So for example, let's say you set your AC at 20 degrees C and 21 degrees C. What is the difference? If you set it at 21 degrees C, you will consume 6% less power. Okay, 6% less power. Similarly, if you set your AC at 22 degrees C, you will consume 12% less power. So that is why they have put the lower limit as 20, because if someone is putting 16 degrees C, then for every 1 degree C, 6% energy is less needed. So 24% everyone is going to save, which means the entire country is going to save. That is why the minimum limit they have set is 20. One or two things more I will add. I told you that cooling currently accounts for 7% of the greenhouse gas emissions in the world. If we don't do anything, now we want to reduce it by 60% by 2050, but if we don't do anything, it will increase to 10% of the global, it will constitute 10% of the global greenhouse gas emissions by 2050. If we don't do anything, it will increase by 3%. It will then, the share of the cooling can increase to over 10%. 10%. Another thing, in Chennai, there is an initiative by United Nations Environment Program and Rocky Mountain Institute of America, which is called Cool Roof Initiative. This Cool Roof Initiative in Chennai is working very well, because what they are doing is, for example, they are painting the roofs white because white color reflects the heat. All those things they are doing in Tamil Nadu, and this is a very brilliant project, the Cool Roof technology. They use a very high solar reflective paint like a white color or all of that. So the temperature as a result of the building drops by 5 to 8 degrees C. The temperature of the building drops by 5 to 8 degrees C in Chennai. For example, in Perumbakkam, also there is a lighthouse project which has this highly solar reflective paint. Then there is a paint called Silka Cool Roof Paint. Silka Cool Roof Paint. It is used in more than 200 buildings in Chennai. So the SEPT University in Chennai is using it, and so many others, they are using it. That is also something we can do in India. Now there is something known as GVO, or gross value of output. So whatever is the output generated by the agriculture and allied sector, there is a statistical report given for that. Okay, and they have compared financial year 12 with financial year 24. Financial year 12 with financial year 24. This is given by National Statistical Office, which is given by which works under the Ministry of Statistics. So what does it say? Well, the gross value of output for agriculture and allied sector in India at constant prices has increased from 1908,000 crore. 1908,000 crore means what? It means 19 lakh crore to how much in financial year 24? So it has increased to 29.49 lakh crore, which if you do the math is an increase of 225% in this 12 to 13 year period, almost 11 to 12 year period. Okay, it has increased from 1908,000 crore to 2949,000 crore. Now, what about the total GVA? What about the total GVA? So you can see that for agriculture sector also it is given, and for non-agriculture sector it is given for the financial year 24. For the agriculture and allied sector, I'm talking about GVA now, gross value added, not the GVO, gross value of output. So GVA is 48.78. Gross value added in agriculture is 48.78 lakh crore, and the total in the non-agriculture sector it is 225 lakh crore. 225 lakh crore gross value added. Understood? Now let us see which, if you talk about the gross value of output of agriculture, what contributes the most, and just focus on the top table because it is for the latest financial year 24. Crops still form 54% of the gross value of output of agriculture. So crops constitute 54%. Second highest is livestock, 31.2%. Then it is forestry and logging, 7.7%, and a close fourth is fishing and aquaculture. Now, if you see the different crops, now I am talking about this 54% part. Okay. If you see the GVO of the crop sector, then which constitutes the most? So you can see here that fruits and vegetable and cereals, fruits and vegetable and cereals. And if you compare the two, cereals are number one. Cereals are number one. Fruit and vegetable is a very close second. So you can see it is a very close second. Cereals is approximately around 28%. And fruits and vegetable will be around 27%, 26%. So cereals, and if you talk about cereals, then what? So if you talk about cereals, first let's talk about fruits. So latest data 2023-24, banana has the highest proportion of 26%, mango is second, 25%. And what about livestock? So among livestock, if you see, milk is the most, even 12 years back also and today also. Milk is around 66%. Then is second is meat, third is other products, and fourth is eggs. And what about cereals? So cereals also I will tell you. Among the cereals, if you see, then paddy is 52.6%. This I am talking for financial year 24. And wheat is second. Wheat is second, which is around 33%. 33%. Understood? Now, if you talk among the states, then which state contribution is the most in the gross value of output? So you can see just wheat and rice alone is 85% GVO of the crops. Now I told you banana was number one in the fruit. What about the vegetable? Potato. Potato was number one, It was a top contributor among the vegetables. Potato was the top contributor in vegetables. Among all the cereals put together, UP was number one. UP share was number one, and UP, Madhya Pradesh, Punjab, Telangana and Haryana, these five states, they contribute 53% of the gross value output of cereals in financial year 24. So all of this data you should know. The JCB prize in literature has been discontinued officially. This prize was associated with which field? It was associated with literature. Now look, this was a prestigious prize. Why? Because the prize money was very high. The prize money was very high. 25 lakh rupees they used to give. And 25 lakh, for a literature prize is a very big prize, right? And this award was given by the JCB Foundation. Now look, this is a new award. Okay, it was started in 2018. It went on till 2024, but now they have officially discontinued this award. JCB Literature Foundation is based in New Delhi. It is based in New Delhi. So the award has been discontinued, and 25 lakh rupees was given to the winning author. Now talking of awards, Javed Akhtar, Bollywood's probably the finest lyricist and poet, screenwriter, he has been given Russia's highest literary honor. What is the name of that award? It is called Dostoevsky Star. Dostoevsky Star is Russia's highest literary award. He is the first Indian to win this award. So, Javed Akhtar ji has got this award. Tata Power Delhi Distribution Limited. This is a company of Tata Power, subsidiary of Tata Power, which distributes the power in Delhi. The power distribution companies are also known as DISCOMs. Okay. Now they have collaborated with which company to set up India's first micro substation, which is equipped with power voltage transformer technology. Power voltage transformer, what does it do? It can increase or decrease the voltage. That is what the transformer does, right? So it has partnered with a Japanese company called Nissin Electric Company Limited. And it has set up India's first micro substation, which is equipped with power voltage transformer technology. So this will make it very energy efficient. This power voltage transformer will be able to decrease the extra high voltage of 66,000 volt or 66 kilovolt down to just 240 volt if needed. So it will remove the need for traditional multi-stage substation. Only one micro substation is now enough. Scientists from which institute they have developed a cutting-edge eco-friendly water purifier that uses a unique combination of sunlight, gentle vibrations and artificial intelligence to remove harmful dyes from the industrial wastewater. So for example, the textile industry uses a lot of dyes, right? And all that goes into the water. So the scientist of INST Mohali, Institute of Nanoscience and Technology, this is an institute that works under the Department of Science and Technology, and they have engineered a 3D printed scaffold. So they have launched a 3D printed scaffold which is made from biodegradable polylactic acid. The scaffold is coated with another material called bismuth ferrite, and it can remove the toxic dyes like Congo red and methylene blue, which is found in the textile and the pharmaceutical sector effluents which get mixed into the rivers. So just remember the material 3D printed scaffold made from biodegradable polylactic acid and bismuth ferrite coating. Central government has revamped the Sugamya Bharat app. It features a more intuitive user interface and an AI-powered chatbot providing real-time help to the differently abled people. So this app has been launched by whom? It is launched by the Department of Empowerment of Persons with Disabilities, and this department works under the Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment. The Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment. So this app was initially launched in 2021, Sugamya Bharat app. It is a part of the Sugamya Bharat Abhiyan. And Sugamya Bharat Abhiyan was started by the same ministry in 2015. For what? For making a very inclusive society for the people with disabilities. And again, it is the Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment. UAE India SEPA Council. So SEPA is a comprehensive economic partnership agreement that was signed between India and UAE, and it was implemented from 1st of May 2022. It will basically increase the trade between India and the UAE, right? So UAE India SEPA Council will implement the SEPA agreement between the two countries. UAE is the third largest trading partner of India after America and China. Now with America we enjoy a trade surplus, but with UAE and China we have a trade deficit. Okay. So UAE India SEPA Council has signed a MOU with which university to foster regional innovation, research exchange and entrepreneurship support. This is Jamia Hamdard, which is one of the best pharmaceutical university of India. It was ranked number 1 in the pharmacy in the NIRF rankings, right? So there are multiple MOUs that were signed between UICC. What is UICC? UAE India SEPA Council. So it has signed MOU with Jamia Hamdard, with Ideate Lab of OP Jindal Global University, and Prime Lab, which is a lab of Meghalaya. Promotion and incubation of market-driven enterprises. Now all of these MOUs are signed to promote business between the countries. Jamia Hamdard, Ideate Lab of OP Jindal University, and Prime Lab of Meghalaya Basin Management Agency. Which of the following ministry has launched Adi Karam Yogi beta version aimed at building a cadre of highly motivated officers and change makers dedicated to grassroots transformation? Now you must have heard about Mission Karam Yogi. We are trying to train the IS officers of India, civil servants of India, right? So very similar concept, but ministry is different. This is called Adi Karam Yogi. And so far, proper app has not been launched. Only the beta version has been launched. It is an app by the Ministry of Tribal Affairs. So what do they want to do? Again, they also want to train the officers. they want to create a very motivated cadre of officer who will go and work in the tribal villages. So what are they targeting? Their target is to reach 1 lakh tribal villages in India, and for that they will train 20 lakh, they will do the capacity building of 20 lakh people. So for example, there will be more than 180 master trainer there which will work in the state. There will be 3,000 district trainer and 15,000 block trainers. And they want to do the capacity building of 20 lakh people. And these 20 lakh people will be trained by 180 state master trainer, 3,000 district trainer and 15,000 block trainer. And of course, there are multiple campaigns also which are running for tribal upliftment. For example, on 2nd of October 2024, Pradhan Mantri Modi started the Dharti Aba Janjatiya Gram Utkarsh Abhiyan. It was launched on 2nd October 2024 by Pradhan Mantri Modi from Hazaribagh in Jharkhand. Again, the nodal ministry for that is the Ministry of Tribal Affairs. And also PM Janman, Pradhan Mantri Janjati Adivasi Nyay Maha Abhiyan, or PM Janman. PM Janman was launched on 15th of November 2023, that is the Janjatiya Gaurav Divas, birthday of Bhagwan Birsa Munda, Jharkhand Foundation Day, 15th November 2023 by Pradhan Mantri Modi. Again, the nodal ministry for that is Ministry of Tribal Affairs. Understood? So various campaigns are also running for tribal upliftment in India. Who among the following has become the next president of AIIB, Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank, which is headquartered in Beijing? So for a long time it was Jin Liken, and now again it is a Chinese person. And who is that Chinese person? Zhu Ziai. Zhu Ziai is the former vice finance minister of China, and Jin Liken, who is outgoing, he was the former finance minister of China. So she will be the next president of AIIB. Now look, AIIB is a relatively new bank. It was launched in 2016. India is also a member. In fact, India is the second largest shareholder in AIIB after China. Right? Also, don't forget that Ajay Bhushan Pandey, he was the former chairman of National Financial Reporting Authority. He has become the vice president of investment solutions at AIIB. Ajay Bhushan Pandey, right? He was also the chairman of GST Network. He was also the chairman of NFRA, and he is a former finance secretary of India. Who among the following has been selected for the Kerala Sahitya Academy Fellowship along with E. Ramachandran? So E. Ramachandran, there are two people, E. Ramachandran and there is K.V. Ramakrishnan. Both of them, they have been given Kerala Sahitya Academy Fellowship. Kerala Sahitya Academy Fellowship, right? So this fellowship carries an award of 50,000 rupees. There is a gold locket also that is given. And lifetime achievement awards were given to another Kerala people. Then there were other awards, but again, not very important. These are local awards of Kerala. Perhaps they can be important for Kerala PSC, but not otherwise. Kerala Sahitya Academy Award is given every year since 1958 by the Kerala Sahitya Academy. And Kerala Sahitya Academy was launched to promote the Malayalam language, and it is located in Thrissur. Kerala Sahitya Academy is located in Thrissur. Services Export Promotion Council has partnered with which organization to promote India's digital services exports? Services Export Promotion Council. So it will work closely with Internet and Mobile Association of India, IAMEI. And Services Export Promotion Council has been set up by the Ministry of Commerce and Industry. It is based in New Delhi. Internet Mobile Association of India is a non-for-profit organization which is based in Mumbai, and it was set up in 2004. Which company has launched an experimental app called Doppel? It uses artificial intelligence to let the users virtually try on the clothes through a digital version of themselves. So you want to try a dress, you don't need to go to the try room. It will take your picture, put the dress on your digital avatar. So this has been created by Google. Google has launched this app called Doppel. It is available to both the Android and the iOS users. So Doppel will generate a realistic image of the user wearing some clothes, right? And by the way, Google has launched their new AI policy, which is called AI Mitrushka, named after the Mitrushka dolls of Russia. Who among the following has written the book The One, Cricket, My Life and More? It is written by the great legendary cricketer Shikhar Dhawan. India has won the bid to host the 2029 World Police and Fire Games. Where will they take place? World Police and Fire Games will be hosted by Gujarat. Where in Gujarat? In Ahmedabad, Gandhinagar and Ekta Nagar. Okay, Ahmedabad, Gandhinagar and Ekta Nagar. Ekta Nagar is in Kevadia. So that these three places. Okay. And who participate in this game? So in these, the police people, they participate mainly. The police people, the constable and inspectors and all these people, they participate. World Police and Fire Game. This will be the 23rd edition that will be in Ahmedabad. Okay. So even the firefighters, for the first responders, the police officers from more than 70 countries will participate. Now, India participated in these games for the first time in 2007. 2007. And so far, 20 times they have taken place. Now, where will they take place for 21st time? 21st time will be this year in 2025 in Birmingham. In Birmingham. Now look, this Birmingham is not the Birmingham of England. This is the Birmingham which is in USA. And then 22nd edition will take place in 2027 in Perth in Australia. And then finally 23rd edition in India in Ahmedabad, Gandhinagar and Ekta Nagar. Now last time they were held in 2023 in Winnipeg in Canada. Winnipeg in Canada. So they take place every 2 years and they are taking place since 1985. But India participated in these for the first time only in 2007. And we have an organization also for them which is called World Police and Fire Games Federation. World Police and Fire Games Federation is the official body which conduct these games and it is headquartered in Birmingham. Again, this Birmingham is in America, not the UK one. Okay, this is the America Birmingham. Bonlu Festival was celebrated at the Sri Jagdamba Mahakali Temple atop Golconda Fort, located where? The answer is Golconda Fort is in Hyderabad in Telangana. Now in my Instagram Telegram group, I will share one photo when I visited the beautiful Golconda Fort, the acoustic wonder in Telangana. Bonlu Festival, Nagoba Jatra, Batukamma, so many festivals they are celebrated in Telangana. Bonlu is a very important festival. There is a puja that is done at the goddess Jagdambika Ammavaru temple inside the Golconda Fort. And this is celebrated on Thursday and Sunday in the first 9 days of the Ashad month according to the Hindu calendar. So this is mainly about goddess Mahakali from Telangana. And this festival is celebrated not just in Hyderabad, it is also celebrated in the twin cities of Sikandrabad also. In Sikandrabad also, right? You must have seen a photo of PV Sindhu carrying a kalash on the head, which is very famous on social media. So that is Bonlu Festival only. And this festival started in 1813. So it's a very old festival, more than 200 years old festival. That was the video for 1st of July. I'll see you in the video 2nd of July. Thank you for watching Study IQ.